So if you've seen my previous reactions to The Sims 4 Horse Ranches trailers, you all know I've been very disappointed by the lack of gameplay. So I thought, finally, we are getting a live stream and I'm going to see all of this gameplay. EA is going to prove me wrong and I'm going to look so stupid. I'm sorry for holding my vape up in the camera. That was immoral. About that. Oh my God, I don't even know how to start. Right, do you know what? I'm going to do the positivity sandwich. We're actually going to start off with something positive. Horses in CAS are wow good. They work exactly the same as cats and dogs and werewolves. So they all have the different breeds. They have the different coat markings. They have the different kind of paints that you can put on them. They've mentioned as well how they will have genetics, so you can like breed them differently. They also showed off the different traits and they showed off the fowls. I actually think the fowls look quite cute. They also showed off some of the different like outfit things you can use. They said they had a mixture of like American and British themed saddles and riding gear and things, so that's always good, I guess. They also showed off the human side of CAS. I say human CAS. I mean, it's not for me, it's very yeehaw, but it does suit its theme. I've had a look at all the stuff in the live stream. I do rate it actually. I think when I do my brutally honest review, I will actually rate the CAS highly, depending on how many male and female things it get. You know what? In this kind of pack, I would expect there to be a lot of stuff for male Sims. We never, ever get stuff for male Sims, so my standards are very much high. We even got a new outfit for infants, which is cute. It's like a little cow. So the world, the thing that you're very excited about. So the bottom area here, right, that's the ranches down here. There's 5 of them. There's 3 pre-made lots, 1 empty lot. I see it must be, it won't be a starter because it'll be too expensive, and there's an empty one. I get the impression, okay, that you won't really be able to start a ranch as a starter, maybe. They haven't really made it clear. We've got another area up here which contains 3 lots, which is supposed to be the more secluded canyon-y place. I failed to mention down here, you've got rivers and windy roads. Up here is more of a canyon. And then of course, we've got the town in the middle with the bar. And we've got 2 houses and a park area, although the park area is technically like a riding place, I think. The actual world, now I am going to rate this horrifically low in my review because they showed off, firstly, they showed off weird drawing distance problems. You can see as they scroll through it, like the trees like fade in and out. It looks a little bit weird. I think the world is too big for its boots. Obviously, the entire world is absolutely huge, and that's because it's got to facilitate horses going around. But they showed off absolutely like no gameplay. Like it seems there's absolutely nothing to interact with around the world other than just being able to, you know, ride down some dirt paths. There is a little waterfall area here. I am praying this got something to do with unicorns. I genuinely don't think it will. They didn't show off unicorns in this trailer, by the way, so I have a very strong feeling that horses can wear like a unicorn dildo thing on their head to pretend that they're a unicorn, but it's not, like it's just a normal horse, which is unfortunate, but expected for The Sims 4 because it does lack ambition. The actual like town area itself will have a couple of different rabbit hole buildings which act as shops, so thankfully not everything is, it's not literally a ghost town. That was like an extremely dumb Wild West joke. I hope you're proud of it because I made it up on the spot. This is them showing off the little town here. As you can see, it's very dead. I'm not convinced by this pack at all. I don't think they put any effort into it whatsoever. Yeah, looks pretty lovely, but the gameplay, not there at all. Can't see it anywhere. I think I need my fucking binoculars for it because I can't see anything. They also showed off like the little bar where people are doing cringy, cheesy dances. You can ride up to it with your horse, and then the horses will awkwardly, idly stand outside, and then you go in and do a cheesy little dance because The Sims 4 is so goofy. Now, they did also show off here, by the way, the base game update to ceilings. Ceilings did come in the base game of The Sims 3, so I'm not going to applaud it. Like, The Sims 3 was released more than 10 years ago, and it's taken till now to just implement it in The Sims 4. Not acceptable. This shouldn't have been a base game update. This should have just come out in the base game, so I'm not going to praise EA for it, but I will praise them with the way it's been implemented. So basically any floor tile can now be a ceiling. You can see in the bottom left here that next to the floor tiles there's ceiling mode, and you literally just apply a floor tile and it becomes the ceiling. To be fair, I do think it's nice the way it's been implemented, so I'm not going to completely, you know, slate them for it because I think they did it well, but like it was a long time coming. Also, apart from a couple of indigenous things coming to the base game, this is the only major base game update update. Now, normally when there's a Sims 4 expansion pack release, EA do a massive base game update. For example, like with Growing Together, we got the infants. Before then, with High School Years, we got the Curved Walls update. With the Werewolves pack, we got the Lunar Cycle update. This pack doesn't really seem to have much of a base game update, and it makes me wonder, like, this is just so shallow that they won't even bring like a proper good base game update with it. Even when they showed off like this new community lot where you do horsey things, by the way, the new world map suggests that there's going to be no brand new lot type, which means like a ranch isn't even like a new residential type. You can't have like a horse festival grounds as a new residential type. So I assume this building here is like the only place in the entire game where you can do competitions. You can't build one yourself, which seems annoying. That's what I gather based on it anyway. It wasn't the most informative live stream, I'll be honest. That's because there's not much in this pack. They spoke about a lot of things as if they were major features, but like they're just base game. Like they were talking about how you can invite Sims over, where you can have a barbecue and play the guitar and sit on chairs and sit around a fire pit. And like that is base game. They're upselling base game content as an expansion pack. Like, have they gone fucking crazy? I'm devote. Devote means devastated in British English, by the way. They showed off how horses have feeders, and in order to refill them, you either have to buy feed or you collect it from the grass around your lots. And you can have like a special lot type where the grass grows on your lots. So you can pick it up. I guess it works a bit like Stardew Valley or Harvest Moon in that sense. This is it here, the prairie grass down there. It seems kind of like an object. So you can guide the horse to search it, or you can uproot it or harvest it. They showed off a little bit of, not gameplay, they showed off, you know, people trotting around on horses. They didn't really show off like things you could actually do with the horses. It was a really bad live stream, I'm not gonna lie. There was lots of trotting around. I feel like that should become like it sounds like it should be an idiom for when you're just messing around and not doing anything. And that's what it felt like. They were just trotting around in the live stream, not showing off much other than a little bit of trotting. Isn't that like a fun, it sounds really like sexy, doesn't it? Trotting. I'm trotting for you. I don't know why I'm laughing at that. They also showed off some things with the miniature animals. Now, you can actually shear the sheep, but it doesn't work like the llama wool in Cottage Living. It just kind of like, you can just sell it and that's it. Although they did mention that there is a lot of cross-pack compatibility with Cottage Living, which of course they should. But secondly, they mentioned so many times about Cottage Living in terms of cross-pack play. It was just really rubbing in the fact that this is basically Cottage Living 2.0. Like, it's not a brand new expansion pack. In terms of the nectar making, they showed off this a little bit, how you can make nectar from basically anything. They did say this one has cross-pack play, so I think you can like make wine with the plasma fruit if you have vampires, etc. That's pretty cool. Quite like that, but it's not like a major feature. Do you know what I mean? Like if you look at a pack like Eco Lifestyle, which came with the juice fizzing, which is very similar, that was such a small feature of a wider pack. If you're curious about build mode, it contained quite a few things actually to make a ranch. To be fair, I actually thought build mode looked really good in this pack. Funnily enough, they also spoke about how they added items that you could use if you have Cottage Living, further rubbing in the fact that this is Cottage Living 2.0. They literally said, like this sign I'm showing here, they literally said, oh, this sign can be used if you have Cottage Living for cows. It's despicable. They showed off a brand new like rustic kitchen set as well. To be fair, I think it looks quite nice, although it is Cottage Living 2.0. I'll be honest with you, this was a very shockingly shallow live stream. So shallow that I can't even tell you what's coming in the pack. Like if you've noticed, I haven't spoken about gameplay really, and that's because it hasn't really come with gameplay. It just comes with the ability to ride on a horse. If you're a horse girl, I'm really sorry, but I just don't think this pack is going to come with what you want. And I genuinely feel disappointed to say that. Like, horses are not for me. They're genuinely not. But I understand a lot of you are excited about this, because I do know, even though I'm not into horses, I know that there is a lack of high quality horse games out there. The last time I saw a high quality horse game was the Mary Kate and Ashley horse game for the PS1. Since then, we haven't seen any very good horse games. And I feel really disappointed on your behalf that this isn't going to be a very great pack. I can already tell. It's just like they're pulling it out their ass. Like, this pack comes with 2 new events, a ranch gathering and a ranch animal day, where your friends basically come come over and they pet your animals. Like, that's not new gameplay. And like, you know, this is an equestrian center they're showing off here. They didn't actually go inside it. So I believe it may actually be a rabbit hole. So the one thing that could have been really, really in depth is a rabbit hole. Like, I just don't understand, like, what on earth are these people being paid to do? I'm sorry, but they're doing a shit job. They can be all smiley and lovely on a live stream. That's great. I could not give less for shit because I'm an end consumer. I'm not paying for you to smile and be nice. I'm literally paying $1 billion company to do a good job, and like, they're not doing a good job for their packs. From what I've seen so far, excluding the world, excluding build mode, excluding CAS, what we've seen so far, honestly, is like a cross between a stuff pack and a game pack's worth of gameplay. It's like in the middle of a game pack and a stuff pack. So the fact that they're upselling it as an expansion pack, honestly, I think this is going to go down as one of the most distasteful packs for The Sims 4 ever. And I know that's really strong of me to say, but it's so ridiculously shallow. I can't believe how shameless EA are. Like, what goes through their minds? I genuinely, as a person, I like to think I'm quite reasonable and level-headed. Like, I genuinely don't know what goes through their minds. I, as a person who knows absolutely nothing about horses, could pull out ideas out of my arse that they could implement in this game that they haven't even thought about. Cats and dogs came with a veterinary career. Why can't horses get sick? Why don't they have like a horse version of a vet, or like an NPC that comes around your house and they like cure the horses of some kind of illness? Why don't they make that itself a live career like you could do with vets in Cats and Dogs, where you can go over to other people's houses and you can like look after their horses? The pack's supposed to come with like a horse ranch. What do you call it? A horse ranch caretaker, where they come around your house and they feed your horses for you if you can't be bothered, like an additional service like the maids and the butlers. Why don't they make that a live career where you can go to somebody else's house and do that as an objective? That would have been good. What about a rabbit hole career? They haven't spoken anything about careers, and normally every single expansion pack comes with at least like one career. This one, genuinely, they haven't seemed to have mentioned any kind of career. You know, The Sims 4 Cottage Living even had that like odd job system, even though that didn't directly come with a career. It's about living off the land, and it also has the odd jobs. At least this one, it's not technically even about living off the land. It's just about having horses in a barn. It should have come with at least one career. It didn't even have to be a live career, just like a rabbit hole career. That would have been fine. I'm genuinely shocked at how shallow it is. Like, I don't know what to say. I think I'm so sorry to all the horse fans, but I genuinely think you're going to be disappointed. I think you're going to love it for 10 minutes. I think you're going to love trotting around on a horse around the world, and then you're going to get bored. Actually, on the subject of that, they haven't actually said anything about being able to use a horse in another world. So that's a little bit shocking. It's, you know, when they don't mention it, it's normally because you can't do it. So I don't know how true that is. I don't know if you can, because they haven't officially confirmed. I just think it's going to be so disappointing. And like, I am going to compare it to Cottage Living, because Cottage Living is like the direct same, it's literally the same pack, but the British version. Cottage Living contains significantly more content than this. It's crazy. So the fact that this pack seems to have less content than a pack that was released a few years ago is just mind-boggling to me, especially seeing that they're the exact same price point. Even a lot of stuff packs have more content and depth than this. I can't, right? Every single time I talk about Horse Ranch, I end up imploding and ending the video. So I'm gonna implode. Oh, look at the little, not sunset in the back of my camera. You can see, well, it is sunset. It's very pretty outside. So I'm gonna shut this video down. And before I downward spiral at how shallow and crap this pack looks, I'm gonna have a nice little look at the sunset and lie in my bed. So I believe the next time I talk about this will likely be my brutally honest review. In the meantime, if you want to see my honest review of Cottage Living to show off how much more depth that pack actually has, feel free to check that out. Otherwise, thank you for watching. I will see you in the next one.